Rolling.
Sit up.
Rolling.
Rolling. Hey everybody, welcome to Movies Not on the Move. We're here today to talk about the movie The Farewell, which we saw very recently. So, what is this movie about, Steven?
Well, Rebecca, this movie, in plainest terms, is about a family from China kind of coming together to say goodbye to, like, the grandmother of the family who is dying from a terminal illness, and it's about them coming together to say goodbye to her, but the twist is that she doesn't know that that's why they're coming. They are not telling her that she has a terminal illness.
Right off the bat, what I like about this movie is that it ties in comedy into such a serious topic, which is something I always love. So when the grandma thinks a wedding is happening, she thinks that one of her grandchildren is getting married.
Yeah.
And you could tell that this couple is like, the audience could tell they're very much not getting married, and that, you know, they're fooling the grandma. But then at the same time, there's this tension that everybody knows that they're losing her. I thought it felt so real to me, even though it's such an outrageous situation that actually happened in real life with the director Lulu Wang.
You know, a movie like this doesn't need any sort of Hollywood type romance. I think that would have been stupid to...
Interesting enough, I think Lulu Wang was approached and they wanted to do it in a very different way. They wanted to change the story completely and make it more about something else, and then just have it as a subplot.
If you're gonna make a movie based on your life, based on realistic stuff that has happened to you, and you're gonna be the director of the film, I don't think you should ever waver in swaying too far away from the truth of what happens, because then you're just doing a disservice to yourself and the story. You do feel for Awkwafina's character in that she lives an American lifestyle where not telling someone that they have a terminal illness seems like outrageous in some ways. But at the same time, when people from the other side of the world, the eastern side of the world, describe why they don't want to tell her, you also can understand why they don't want to tell her. So it's one of those things where there are two opposing philosophies on what to do in this situation. And even though we watched this film in America, and I think a lot of American audiences are watching the film too, that I think a lot of people might, you know, understand the culture of another place, and it does a good job of capturing. It kind of leaves you as an audience kind of like wondering what you would do in that situation, I guess.
What do you think is the most important aspect of making a good movie?
What's the most important aspect?
What do you think? What's important about one of the most important things to make a great movie?
You gotta feel something. You gotta feel for the characters.
Yes, you have to have character development, and I think that comes with a good script. Of course, the performance is always important, but if you don't have a good script, you don't have a good story, and you don't have good characters. And I think this movie had all of those things. I love how the protagonist in the movie, Awkwafina's character, you could see that she's torn. She doesn't think that this is the right thing to do, to lie to her grandma that she loves. And then at the same time, her life is not really progressing much in New York City, so she's contemplating making a change of her own. It's just such an honest, heartfelt story based on real life, and you could tell that there's a sense of reality in it, and it wasn't just a movie just to make for the hell of it because it's a crazy scenario.
Think from the start, I think a lot of movies from the start just kind of like, you know, when they're still saying the names of the producers on the screen, they just are trying to like get you in to the movie, and I feel like a lot of times you can't get fully engaged because you know like what's happening right now isn't gonna mean anything in 20 minutes of the film. But I think right from the beginning, I think like the opening scene is just she's walking in New York City and she's talking to her grandma on the phone, and I think you know, just the start of that is building the relationship between the two, to see like, of course everyone cares for this grandmother and the matriarchal figure, but Awkwafina being the protagonist, you could tell just by their conversations that, you know, they're very close when they're looking into their mother's or their grandmother's eyes, and they're seeing how normal she's acting and how everything is just like, you know, just normal, that they are the ones that really break down. And I think that, like, you know, as an audience that's just being introduced for this family for 90 minutes or however long it is, that you also feel connected to them because they're just, you know, a family that, you know, loves this woman, and they're having to not show how upset they are because they're trying to protect her.
By the end of it, I was in tears. What did we rate this movie?
We rate it 5 out of 5. Mainly because
5 out of 5.
Because, you know, out of movies, I think everyone wants to feel something, but we also, you know, want to enjoy ourselves. We want to laugh. There are movies that are just dramatic and they're really great movies, even if they're not funny at all. And we could give those movies 5 out of 5s and really enjoy them. But when you get to experience a movie where you're feeling stuff throughout and you get to laugh along the way and you just feel like you're there and like you're part of it, then that's really a good thing.
So did you see The Farewell? Let us know what you're laughing.
I don't know.
Did you see The Farewell? Let us know what you thought of it. If you like these type of movies, I highly recommend it. If you just want a popcorn movie, you're probably not going to be kind of impressed, honestly. I could just see a lot of people say that they thought it was boring or whatever, blah, 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 blah. But this movie is amazing, and I highly recommend it. Let us know what you think down in the comments. It's my favorite of 2019 so far. And we will
See ya
next time.